G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys ready for a big live podcast? All right, well, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Brett Blake and Bron Lewis. Oh, my God.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. I'm so excited you guys are here. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. Come on, you dudes.
Yeah, second last day of the festival. Oh, my gosh. Are you crawling to the end?
I have had a lot of champagnes today. I'll be honest with you. Brett is on a struggle.
What were you celebrating?
Losing the funniest show at the comedy festival.
He got nominated, okay,
Yes.
and then which is really great. But he didn't win, which is fucking better for me.
To be honest, when the award was happening, because I didn't, there was a free bar tab, and I was just trying to get so many champagnes, so I didn't even hear who won, because I was at the back just fucking grabbing 19 wines,
Pouring them into your handbag.
No, I put them into a Camelback. How do you survive? But yeah, I had a rough night because someone last night, which is pretty funny, slashed 4 of my tyres.
Yes,
So
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't done properly, so I knew it was you.
It's out. I saw it. I walked past it. It's so funny.
Oh, man. So someone last night walked past every single car at the front of Cooper's and slashed everyone's tyres. And I was like, fuck, this is an omen.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I shouldn't drive tonight. And no, I was dropping my bag off to my car.
I noticed, I don't know if anyone saw Bretty's stories last night. You were obviously like 9 pints in. You were like, someone's slashed my tyres. And I was like, if that cunt was going to drive, I will just...
Oh, dude, I was 9 pints in at about 6 p.m. So that was like 2 a.m. So I was on a different level, yeah. But I just dropped my bag off in the car. But then I was like, why does my car look lower? I was like, fuck, dude, this is sick. I didn't have to pay. Normally you got to cut the suspension or... I was like, man, this car's looking fucking fire, dude. Why is this so sexy? And then some guy in a BMW, and then I started laughing because I was like, oh, those tyres are so expensive. and then I get to my car, I was like, fuck. Yeah, at least mine will cost me $30 and I can buy them. I can take them off a wheelbarrow at Bunnings, you know?
Well, we're here now, we're very excited. You guys have come to a great one. Who was here last week? Give me a cheer. Okay, oh yeah, you guys are everywhere I go. Those are my 2 stalkers. Thanks for coming.
And your number 1 fan in the empty chair? Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's come to heaps of my shows. Shut the fuck up. And do you know, last night I had because my show's about teaching, I had like about 20 teachers who all came in.
Were you a teacher?
Shut the fuck up. And I had
I haven't heard about it.
And they were like, oh, we're teachers as well. And I was like, oh, great, high school, primary school. They were like, high school. And I was like, something's not right. Like they looked too well. And I was like, what kind of high school? Like, can you tell me which one? And then they told me which one, and it was it's an all-girls select entry high school. I was like, shut the fuck up. You can't relate to it. So every story I was like, you guys won't get this. And they were like, ah.
They're like, oh, do you know when that free coffee machine
Yeah.
isn't working?
Yeah.
Oh, my
anyway,
God.
so I bashed all of them. But we're here now.
You bashed them all, then you let my tyres down, and now we're here.
So angry. Okay, you guys ready for our guests?
Yes, come on.
Okay, you guys ready for our guests?
Come on!
Okay, please welcome to the stage, Emma, Holland and Guy Williams!
Yes!
Yeah!
Hello.
Oh, my
Hello.
Lord. And you're in a beautiful matching red. Good on you. And Guy, too much leg. But anyway, there's my notes for everyone.
Can I just say, on the private school thing,
Yes.
just remembered up the back, I lost my virginity to a guy who went to, don't worry about it, who went to like a really fancy private school in Canberra, like the one the Prime Minister's son went to.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this about straight men, but they usually have empty Gatorade bottles in their bedrooms.
Correct. Can confirm,
like a
but there's normally
lineup.
a bit of garden hose in it. And
But this guy had empty Voss bottles in his bedroom.
Oh my God.
Like
Very
lines
cool.
of them down the wall.
fuck, how would you drill into the glass to get the bong piece into that? I can't think about that.
And is that what got you over the line, Emma? You were like, ooh, fancy. Yes, you can take my virginity.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Also, the first thing I was like, ooh, still or sparkling?
You
There's
didn't know
options with
what it
Voss.
was. You didn't
Yeah,
know
I
what it
know.
was.
Still, no
Still.
frills.
I already was nervous about coming into this podcast and like being up to the level. Emma starts so hot with the guy who took my virginity.
Well, tell us about the guy who took yours.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
I think that a private girls' school would not be cool to teach at all. Like they have problems, but they have way different problems. I got a friend of a friend who went to a private girls' school, and she's like, yeah, one of the dads at the private school was in private equity, and he killed one of the other dads while they were at school, and they just didn't talk to her until they moved her to another school. And I'm like, private girls' schools have a whole bunch of problems. They're just different.
I don't think that's a normal one.
No.
They're not
There's
all
any
like
private
that.
girls' school people here. It's the most toxic fucking shit. Honestly, it'll ruin you worse than a public school. I
I
genuinely
think the
believe
teachers are fine though. It's just the girls that are ruined. The children that will get scarred. They're fine. Who
But
cares?
didn't you went to a very prestigious school?
Did you?
No, I didn't at all. He brings up every time.
You went to
Just because we had books and pens, he's like, oh la la, in New Zealand.
Because one time I was drinking with a guy and he said we had paper. I was like, oh my Lord.
No,
you went to Nelson all boys school. Which
There's
is
only
where-
one school in Nelson. If you're a boy,
So
you
am
go
I-
to Nelson boys. If you're a girl, you go to Nelson girls. They're the only options.
What happens
Right.
if you're bisexual? Where do you go then?
I don't. Do you mean transgender or
No,
non-binary?
no,
They
no,
send
I'm
you to
not
Australia. We
knows.
can't deal with those people. But your school created rugby.
No, not at all. Rugby's
Yeah, I'm wrong.
About.
Happy to be wrong. Happy to be wrong.
Do you do any research for this podcast?
Yeah.
No, I'm riffing, dude.
And
I've had champagne.
isn't Nelson like one of the worst places in New Zealand?
No, it's very nice.
Is
Again, they're just not even in the ballpark here. Nelson is a lovely retirement community. Come
Yes.
there if you want the beaches. It's pretty good, but the school is like a whole spectrum.
My ex went to. She was in Nelson. She's from Mapua. So
Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful, but I-
she left him.
yeah, because I kept getting it wrong. I was like, you're so rich, and then she wasn't. And
She slashed your tires.
Yeah.
it was probably her.
Yeah.
Story checks out, but Nelson's quite a nice place.
It's a
pretty
beautiful
sure,
place.
I'm pretty sure. I reckon if you guys Google right now, Nelson All Boys School created rugby union.
No, you're
What the
okay.
fuck?
Look, it's
Where
not
did you
funny or
get
insane for the
this?
audience. You're an idiot. Rugby was started at a school called Rugby School. And I'm not joking. In the UK, a private school. I'm from Nelson, New Zealand, where rugby would have picked up like 100 years after that. But my school was involved in the first ever rugby game that is in New Zealand. That
So
is
I'm not
correct.
wrong?
You're so far wrong. You're like 100 years out, mate. You're not even in the right continent.
Well, all I'm seeing is you reacting very badly, which means I'm right. So,
It's like arguing with Donald Trump here. Fucking hell.
but I've cornered you so many times, like your fucking school's the problem, and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe you
Also,
think
still
he's
haven't had
Guy
me on Instagram.
Montgomery.
Yes,
Is that what the issue is? You've got him completely confused with someone else?
that could also be it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Well,
accept
this is
that.
Guy Williams.
Okay.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the pod. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Emma, what is the worst job you've ever had? I feel you said you've had heaps of bad ones.
I've had heaps of jobs. What?
Yeah, why'd you poke your tongue out at us?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, like comedians. Have you had any bad ones though?
You look
Well,
like
this
if
is what
Guy
this whole
Montgomery.
podcast exists
That's what we
for.
just asked her. So
I've had. Yeah, I would have loved to answer the question.
I'm
any-
so
My
sorry.
tongue out.
A man
Any
is talking. Thank you.
Any opportunity to talk, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Yeah, I've had heaps. I worked as a tour guide driver for a while.
where? In Canberra?
No, in Melbourne.
Oh.
I did like Great Ocean Road and
Oh,
Phillip
like
Island.
Brady's done that.
Did you-
I did that as well, man. I sucked so
Wait,
bad.
which
at it.
company can you?
Oh, actually, honestly, the boss came to my show the other night and he goes, "Man, remember when we used to work together?" And I was like, "It was only a year ago," and I went, "Nah."
What's the boss's name?
Taco used to work there as well. Is it the same one?
I think it's a different. I think we're the rival company.
Oh, you got. Oh, this is how I remember it because we had the. This sounds racist.
So
we-
so it is racist.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We had the Chinese buses,
whoa.
but I was annoyed at another company because I love the Toyota Coaster, and the other company that was our rivalry had the Toyota Coaster, which is, in my opinion, potentially the best van.
Is
that's
that what
ever
I
been-
drove?
I think so.
Awesome. I had no idea. I got a heavy vehicle license and.
Oh, you could have got away with the mid-rigid as well, but that's okay.
No, I know they did
single
say that to me.
axle, yeah.
They did say that to me.
Did they say that to you when you
They
walked
said
in?
you could have the mid rigid, and I
Yeah.
thought, no, I want to learn in the thing I'm going to be driving because there's no way I'm going to drive a truck. I'm too hot. But I was the only woman in my heavy vehicle license class, and I got 29 out of 30 on the exam, and I teared up because I wanted full marks.
You what?
I teared up.
Oh, because my mum had not notoriously, but she because mum was a bad driver, but she rocked up to her exam in Kalgoorlie, which there's no traffic lights, there's one roundabout, and Dad goes, yeah, because your mum was wearing a low cut top, and I was like, I don't want to think about my mum's tits during this story.
I do, describe it.
Yeah.
Big busty, got an erection. Move on.
Hell yeah. He does
go.
talk about him heaps. Yeah.
All right.
What was racist about that thing you said before? Because I'm still trying to figure it out. And it would have been
you wouldn't
fine.
get it if you were in private boys' school.
You invented rugby.
Yeah.
So what was bad about it? Was that the worst one?
It wasn't like a bad job. It was just the hours were so long. Did you do like 16-hour days as well?
Yeah, it was probably the worst if you worked out the hour package. Like you start at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then you finish at like 7.
And you get like $300 for the day.
and then like, and can you
that's
clean the
awful.
truck afterwards? You're like, I'm on the gurney
Yeah,
now.
you have to clean the bus. What the fuck is with cleaning the bus?
Did anyone vomit?
Heaps of people
No,
vomited on
I'm
my
a good
one.
driver, so no.
And when I say heaps of people, I meant, had a few at the wheel, whatever. But also, I reckon I ruined so many tourists because they gave me a big spreadsheet of things, and you guys probably may know that I don't like reading, and I was just making up facts.
I did the same thing.
It's so
That's
funny.
great.
Well, they never gave me the info.
Nah,
So I just went on one like practice drive, just where I sat in on it, and I just wrote notes what the guy was saying, and he could have been lying, and then I just repeated what he said. It's like a chain. It's awful.
Well, they said I wasn't actually talking to people. I was just driving. I was like, great, because I don't like people. I know this is a weird job for me to do. But I don't like talking to people. But and then the next shift they go, oh, you got to commentate, and I was like, what? And they gave me a mic while I was driving, and I was like, and this is so sad. I was like, anyway, we're leaving the city. We're like, so Carl Chandler has a gig at Basement Comedy Club here, and I'm leaving Melbourne. And if you listen to their podcast, they talk about jumping off this bridge. And I was like, and the Yarra stinks. But then we got to Geelong, and then I was like, oh, okay. Well, Geelong is, you won't know this because it's the home of Ford. And so I was like, so this is where the AU Series 3 Falcon was made. And they're like, oh my God, this bus driver has autism. And
Do you know, I had the same thing where there was a part I was really passionate about, but it was where the bushfires hit.
The
yeah.
saddest bus driver
I
alive.
just knew a lot of information about the bushfires.
Many people died here.
No, not that many. Mostly koalas.
Oh, okay. Way happier.
There's a beautiful house that has this fucking like bridge that goes across, and it's got a lookout on the Great Ocean Road.
Yeah.
And I kept saying it was Bill Gates' house. I was like, Bill Gates lives there. And then like the tourists would stop and like they'd take photos. I'm like, I don't think he lives there. And then, because the thing is with tourists, if you want to win tourists over, particularly if they're like from like China or Japan, they've never seen a koala or a kangaroo. But I was like, oh fuck, I know where one kangaroo was, but I kept stopping the bus because it was a dead kangaroo. So I'd show them where, and they're like, this is not what we want to see. No.
Oh, well.
I've shared too much again, haven't I?
No, it's great. So how come they don't want you to work there anymore?
I was actually unavailable.
Oh, okay, mate.
And also they gave us breathalyzing tests on the Great Ocean Road, which
This
I was
does
unaware
not
of.
sound like a bad job at all. It sounds like you guys are bad employees.
Yeah,
Like the hours were long, but the hours were driving. It was like talking to people. This motherfucker said, I don't like talking to people. You are the most chatty man I've ever met in my life. You host 7 podcasts. Just before there, we spoke for 15 minutes and you just talked non-stop about Ford versus Holden.
Yeah, because you tapped into my autism brain. And I was like, oh, he wants to talk about Ford, does he? And then I started
I
describing...
didn't want to talk about Ford at all.
I was like, so anyways, in 2018, this guy who won Bathurst has added me on Instagram. Yeah, no, I know what I did. I'm so sorry. And now we're here.
No need to apologise. I enjoyed hearing about the history of cars, and I did know that Geelong is the home of Ford because they talk about it every day. It's on their footy jersey.
Yes.
Ford, this is where it's from, and they don't even make them there anymore.
No,
Well,
that's
you didn't
actually-
even make rugby. Chill out.
Yeah. What do they make? That's so funny.
What
It's
a
so
lip
true.
coming from
It's so true, but you're so chatty, you don't know anything about anyone. Like your guy's intro was so bad.
Sorry, I didn't realize this was a bullying podcast.
Brett, can you say 3 facts about each of us?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Here we go.
Number 1, guy created rugby. Number 2, he's quite tall. Number 3, great legs. Number 4, less successful than his brother. And oh, come on, he's on taskmaster. Emma, you have great shows. You performed at...
Name one of her shows.
Name one of my shows.
Name one of her shows.
Oh,
Say
we're
a
doing this,
title.
are we?
Say a title
Yeah.
of one of my
Title of the
shows.
show.
With the one this year.
Hello, my name's Emma. Okay, I don't know the time. Yeah, you were on Taskmaster. You have these beautiful shows that was at the Art Theatre, and all right, everyone's pissed me off. This
Can
kid's
I just
done.
say, double standards, you talked about my worth, but you talked about his appearance.
Oh, classic. It's hard being a man. People only judge you for your looks.
All right, here it is, Emma. I think no. And also, great outfit, shoes letting you down, and they're grubby.
I need to explain this. They are grubby. These are my walking shoes, and I left my performance shoes at the theatre.
Performance shoes. What do you have, like jazz shoes?
Kind of. They're
That's
just like
fun.
nice red shoes that I don't want to get all scuffed up, so I walk in these gross ones. And I thought, because it was a podcast, I thought it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, Brett's
recorded.
obviously very offended. Sorry, Emma.
Also,
Sorry about
so
that.
I was right. You were performing at a theatre, so there's two
That is
facts you got
true.
right, yeah.
Don't touch my trinkets. Isn't that the name
thank
of your
you,
show?
Bron.
And it's going very well.
It's going all right.
It's going really well.
It's
You said
going
it's your
good.
favourite show.
It's my favourite show of the festival.
That's my favourite thing on
great.
Instagram. Every time we try and lure punters in, it's like, it's the best show I've ever written. And sometimes, like, it's probably the third best one I've ever done.
Oh, is that why you didn't win?
Oh.
I'll let you fucking sit in that, mate.
Oh, so it's your favourite show that we've ever done. And Guy, I saw your show the other night and it was so funny.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying your show or you don't like it?
I love it. Love comedy. Love Melbourne. Love the Geelong Cats.
Love rugby, love private school boys.
Again, I did not go to a private school.
He loves private school boys.
You went to a private school, though, for sure.
This is such a bad narrative to me. I have that energy. I do have that energy. I grew up privileged, but I also worked bad jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is me. I worked at McDonald's. Any McDonald's people? I thought people would woo for that or something like that. I made your cheeseburgers, fuckers.
Sorry, I was growing up poor. I worked at the world's largest multinational corporation.
not
it must have been
rich.
hard.
This guy's so off the Richter. He has no idea that McDonald's is famously a terrible minimum wage job. But for me personally, this is going to make me sound bad because he set up the narrative that I'm Ponzi just because I own Birkenstocks.
I just spotted them. Yeah, get off my stage.
No, I like seeing the toes.
And they're very well manicured. You must come from money.
looks good.
Fucking hell. For people who are listening to the podcast, they've set this up in the weirdest way. We're on about a 1 foot high stage, and then we're on stools.
Well,
Oh
sorry,
my
because
God.
you're 19 foot tall.
So
the
stop saying
audience-
feet. I'm getting hard.
Now, Emma didn't know about this, so she's got to have her legs crossed at all times. I'm wearing normal men's shorts, but people are still looking up them and seeing my penis. It's making me uncomfortable.
Why don't you wear underwear?
Yeah. That is a
Anyway,
great
tell us
question.
about Macca's. Go on.
Go on.
Yeah, what was bad about it?
The reason it's bad is because, yes, I worked at McDonald's, which is he's undercut me because he's got to be the most working class man on every stage he's on. But for
Hey,
me,
facts are facts, baby.
But for me, this is going to reveal me bad. I went to a public school and I had a pretty normal upbringing, but I worked at McDonald's and that was one of my worst jobs. But the twist is that my dad owned the McDonald's.
There we go. There we go. There it is. Very good. Very
I'm
good.
never wrong! I'm never wrong! And I let my own car tyres down! Fucking hell, I knew it!
You
I could
didn't
smell
have to
'em.
tell us that.
No,
Ben.
but you did, and we
No,
respect you for
I
it.
don't want to be a fraud.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a
good.
fraud.
That's great. Was your dad? Was he in there? Was he managing it? Or
Yeah,
no?
he bullied me every day. He didn't let me serve the customers because he said I'd frighten them. He didn't give me a normal uniform. He always gave me like old school uniforms, and they don't make McDonald's uniforms. For people who can't see, I'm 6'7". Like they do not have McDonald's uniforms that fit me. I was the only dude at McDonald's rocking like a crop top. and 3/4 pants.
So
I was a
right
freak.
now you're wearing pants, but they look like the world's
Yeah.
smallest shorts.
They're normal shorts. The setup is weird. Yeah, McDonald's. No one here's worked at McDonald's before. I feel like it's most people's like first job or something like that.
My first job was I worked at a florist for 5 years.
Whoa, that's
Wow.
fancy.
I know, but I couldn't find a job. I was like 16
Yeah.
and I applied to McDonald's. I got the job at the McDonald's, but then the next day I got the job at the florist and they scheduled me and I just didn't show up.
Good move.
Yeah.
Good move. McDonald's, if people don't know, is like a pretty mind-numbing job. Like you have to always work. You're like a machine. There's no time off unless you go into the freezer to cry. And the saying is time to clean, time to lean. No, the other way around. Time to lean, time to clean. And it's just like a constant beration from your own father. The grease is so thick it burns through the soles of your shoes. Like it genuinely is. Like I think if you worked at McDonald's, you've worked just about the worst job you can work, and I had the privilege of my dad being the boss.
Do they have a closed-toe shoe policy?
Yeah.
Not
What do you wear?
I'm not interested.
But also, it's young kids at McDonald's, but it's probably the most stressful environment because people are like, fast, we need this now. I want to fuck my chip. I want everything I need.
You
to
want to
happen
what?
now. No, I add an extra word. I want my fucking chips right now. But like, it's so stressful when I've had champagne. Fuck off, everyone. I'm going to stop talking. But it looks so stressful.
It's also like you're always mocked. As a I feel bad, like comedians I often use like, go work at McDonald's or whatever. Do I come to your job and slap the burgers out of your hand or whatever?
Yes.
It's like a classic like put down or whatever like that. So what was crazy is when I worked at McDonald's, all my friends would bully me for working at McDonald's. And then just the other week in Melbourne, I went through the McDonald's and through the drive-thru. I no longer work at McDonald's. I'm very excited. And I got recognised in the drive-thru at a McDonald's in Melbourne, right? And the guy goes, Guy Williams, I haven't seen you in ages. And I go, oh, well, I've got a new season of my TV show, New Zealand Today, coming out soon. And he was like, did I ask? And what I realised is that when I work at McDonald's, I get bullied, and when I don't work at McDonald's, I get bullied. The problem is me.
Yes.
Wearing a midriff.
I haven't seen you in ages. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing some TV stuff right now. And he's like, no. We worked in the drive-thru together.
Yeah.
That's where I
When's
thought
your
it was
next
going.
shift?
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me that McDonald's is a restaurant run by children.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never think about it that way, but it literally is.
Well, Guy Williams' dad works there, so there's one grown up.
What's the age difference?
It was, yeah.
His dad was 12.
It's just like McDonald's is just like all about like power trips. Like you all are on like minimum wage, but your pay increment goes up in like 20 cents. And once someone gets up to the person who calls what burgers need to be made, they are on a power trip. Simon
Yes.
Hampton, fuck you. He was always like just in my face. Can I have some cheese, please? I've made so many cheeseburgers. I've been making 8 hours of cheeseburgers. I'd lose my mind. Cheese, please. Simon Hampton haunts
Well,
me to this
easy
day.
manners.
Yeah, well,
I think
the
it's way
best part about
worse.
any job is your downtime, but at McDonald's you don't have any downtime because it's always fucking on. There's just fatties at the drive-thru and fucking
Okay,
people.
no
people
need to talk
just-
about their size.
Yeah.
Most of the people in the McDonald's drive-thru are actually other people who work at McDonald's.
Also, it's me as well. I love it. I thought it'd be funny one
And
day.
are you standing there going, I just want to fuck my chip, or whatever you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
I'm driving through with 2 flat tires that Bron let down. I thought it'd be funny one time. I was doing a gig regional, and I thought it'd be funny to order 97 chicken nuggets. And I thought that's funny.
It's
That's
just sad.
funny.
It's
That is
really
funny.
sad.
But the guy at the window went. And then he did it, and then we had to wait for like 45 minutes. And everyone in the car and inside McDonald's hated me.
Yeah. Was it funny in the end, or?
No. I couldn't finish them, and I felt real bad for those birds.
Well, you ordered them just for yourself.
Yeah, I thought it'd be funny. I go 12 and another 12 and another 12, and it kept going. And then I was like, I've just killed 18 chickens for no reason. Oh, sorry to bring down the tone.
Just be clear.
Did you want me to talk about fucking the chips again, do you?
That was good.
As someone who worked at McDonald's, we don't kill the chickens on site. Just to be
Yeah,
very clear.
and also I don't think they were chickens. I've just killed some glue from Office Works.
Did you ever go through that phase when you're a teenager with your friends where you're like, you know what the funniest idea would be? If we went through the drive-thru, but on bikes.
Yeah. Or you see
So
people
many
walking
times.
through, and then the people working there I do not think it's
Did you
funny.
get that
at
one?
Like
all.
every day, it's hell. Now, so we're small town New Zealand. We had people ride horses through, motorbikes, and just every prank we've heard it. We'll do
Motorbikes
it.
is
If you
fine.
order 76 chicken nuggets, we'll do it. We hate you. We'll just make you wait 2 hours. We don't give a fuck. It was the most annoying one was probably, it's not that even that crazy, but it just said we had an old school menu board where it had all the menu items and then the price. And at the bottom it said, as a cute little joke, smiles free. And people would come in and go, could I get a McChicken combo and 45 smiles, please? And by the end of it, people would just go, fuck you. And rightly
I think
so.
they're a mixed smile, aren't they?
One of my good mates, beautiful Nick Kappa, who you may know, one day we were very hungover, maybe it was in Warrnambool or whatever, and it was then the digital screen just got introduced, so you could add whatever you wanted to a burger. And he thought it'd be funny to press every single item menu to create this huge burger, which wouldn't even make sense that someone could create. And when he hit send, I looked at the behind, and there was a 15-year-old kid, and he went, fuck. But then he walked over to the manager, and the manager looked at the screen and went, fuck. And then they made it, and you guys don't know Nick Kappa like I do, so they made this crazy burger, and when he opened it, he tried to I was like, I'll take a photo of it, this is so funny, but as he opened it, he tripped over and dropped the burger. And they're like, fuck! Anyway, that's my good mate.
Did you get fired? Did your dad fire you in the end?
No, he just
Well,
made
you told
my
everyone
life.
to fuck off every time they asked you to smile. Now
Oh,
that's
no,
what
it
it's
wasn't
like to
me.
be a
I wasn't
woman.
allowed to serve the customers. I was hidden in the back. I was I
You
was in
midriff?
charge of McChickens and filet fishes. I was what was known as the poultry chef. And
Did
that
you
would be
ever
your
ride your
favourite.
horse through the drive-through?
did I never rode a horse to the drive-through.
You know,
I always,
your family had horses, I
I'm
assume.
Yes, you're very rich.
Yeah, the horse
Very
rocked
well
up.
to
You
do.
go, all right, we're playing polo again, boys. But also, can I
Did you invent that as well?
This is a very serious question. How many? Because I often think about this. How many people order filet of fish?
Heaps.
only serial killers, and I am embarrassed to say that it's part of my regular order. I love filet of fish. It's beautiful.
Because
They're
I've
not
never
bad.
tried one, but I forced myself to try one the other week, and it was actually pretty fucking good.
Too much white sauce, but besides that, it's a nice
I think it's
burger.
because so few people order them that they make them
They're
fresh.
so fresh, so
Yeah.
soft, like a clown.
And they kill the
Lovely.
fish on sight, I hear.
Yeah.
It's this guy on his horse creating rugby and stabbing fish. Hell yeah, brother.
So you didn't get fired. That's great.
Nah, I think the grossest thing about McDonald's, I think people always think it's
The food, yeah. Food, general
'cause
quality.
People think it's gross and it's not, and people don't spin your burgers or anything like that. It's so well run, it's like impossible to fuck up. I think it's designed so people even as munted as me can work there.
Oh, that's
but the thing that
beautiful.
the only thing that besides
Oh, now he's doing an ad for his dad. Good on you.
Yeah.
Nah, the only thing that made me feel a bit yuck was the onion in the cheeseburgers is not called onion, it's called recon. And it's because they get some powder and they put it in a white bucket and then they put in water and then the onion just grows in the water.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my God.
That's
disgusted me.
awesome.
It's
I was like, that's
You've
disgusting. Like,
got
that's science.
IVF onion.
Yeah, that is really amazing.
That's awesome.
It feels
Yeah.
like the cheapest thing to just have for them to make.
Because onions are
though.
cheap. Like, you can just steal them from Coles.
It
you know?
was the it's the cutting, like the
You
stuff.
can steal anything from Coles.
Yeah,
You don't have to just steal the cheap stuff from Coles.
that's true. Where I was going was you go through self-service and you say brown onion, but brown onion would be brown onion.
I thought you were having a moral dilemma of like, I'll only steal the things that aren't worth very much.
No, that's not the only thing he'll do. He'll also fuck the chip.
Got it.
I'm being bullied on my own podcast.
McCain, he's done it again.
But onion's my favourite part of the burger. I think every burger should have onion. And
The
beetroot.
recon. It's not called onion. It's called
It's
recon.
not. He's just
Reconstituted
explained that.
onion. But I think the reason why they do it is because they can't trust us cutting fruit and vegetables there. Like the way they did tomatoes, because very few tomato burgers have tomato because that's expensive. But they put it in this psychotic machine, like a guillotine. You go, and it cuts all of them in one slice. And someone would put their finger in it almost every day. It was crazy how dangerous it was. And that's why we have onion that grows in a barrel.
Can I ask the audience a question?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Has anyone here ever worked at Subway? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the one someone woke up. Who was it? Oh, all the way at the back.
That's my fucking roommate. Yeah, chime in now, cunt. Sorry, I yelled at him this morning.
What's in the seafood mix?
Oh, this annoys me.
Well,
Because
he asked him a question.
Yeah.
Brett's like,
Okay,
I got it.
So chatty.
Also, to be fair, Brett's on mic and this guy.
No. Yeah.
he lives with me. I yelled at him this morning for no reason. I love you, Josh. I'm so sorry. And
But do you know what
Josh.
it is? What is it, Josh? Crab stuff.
Oh, it's just
yeah,
fake-
it's just crab.
Is that
meat.
it? That's the only thing that's in it?
Yeah.
The word that got me was fake.
Yeah.
Fake crab stuff.
Yeah, crab
Well,
seafood extender.
my favorite thing to order at Subway is the seafood sensation.
There's no way.
And people look at me like I'm a fucking psycho.
You are.
And then, like some mates were talking about it one time, and then after we had this conversation, I left and got the seafood sensation. I think it's beautiful.
Brett, I don't know how to say this nicely, but if I was working at Subway and you came in looking like that to order a seafood sensation, I would assume you'd bought it to throw at a bus.
But the worst part is, with the seafood sensation, I used to be a fisherman for a year. I got a fucking crab tattoo on my fucking forearm, which is a crab gauge. But even when I order that, I go, fuck, that's not bad.
But it's not real. I don't know what it is.
No,
though. What is it?
This is
those
what I
ma-
want to know.
Seafood extender.
It's
they
when
haven't even
when
tried to make it sound nice.
When they do that super troll and then they pick up all the stuff and they put it into a blender, that's what, and then they dye it and then they
red and
dye
white.
it, they bleach it and then they add the fake red at the end. You've seen this manufactured bidding as well, with a lot of nods going on. And when I saw that video once again, I went to Subway and and I was like, fuck, dude. Well, at least you know it's cooked well. That's nice. That is nice.
That was a staple in our fridge growing up. We always had seafood extender and Devon. You guys, you guys
Dude, I
rich?
never had it in the fridge.
You guys
I'm
rich
not-
as well, or did you have that in your fridge, Guy, or just
I'm
caviar?
embarrassed to say that I've never heard of Devon.
Oh, it's just like it looks like dog food.
He had lobster and prosciutto.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm from New Zealand. We have water there. We can catch fish at a regular rate.
Oh, la-di-da.
Some of us have water.
Must be nice. Yeah.
Can I say Australia is a way richer country than New Zealand?
Yeah, we know.
And what you've done with it is fuck all. You've built this fucker's bogan paradise. We just drive V8 supercars around and go to the footy.
And just remember, we've got a military, so I'd watch your fucking tongue.
Yeah.
You all pretend that you're working class by just saying the C word all the time.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't so nice, why would Bill Gates have a house here?
Australia is one of the richest countries in the world.
Here we
and
go.
the world would be a better place if you just fell off the map. I hope China invades you. I'm glad the stingray killed that crocodile guy.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Speaking of Nepo babies, he inherited the zoo from his dad. He wasn't a crocodile hunter. The crocodiles were already in cages. He was a crocodile molester. Leave the crocodiles alone. Leave the crocodiles alone. Go the stingrays.
I can't believe I said that Guy likes prosciutto and he went on a rant about Australia.
Prosciutto was very triggering for him.
Yeah.
Just Australia thinking they're working class. R.M. Williams boots suck shit. They look like the kind of thing a coal mine owner would wear to a racism convention, also known as a Liberal Party conference.
You actually said that. And
I saw Melbourne Boys High School. Looks like fucking Hogwarts.
Is your high school nicer?
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'll see you on the scaffolding site on Monday.
Guy, have a look at you, brother. I got a scaffolding ticket. You definitely don't, cunt. But we did a gig together, and you said something like to that lines of like R.M. William wearing cunts, and I had maybe a few beers, and then I was emceeing that event, and I said I wear Blundstones, cunt, and I'm gonna kick you in the forehead, and there's gonna be a stamp on your head, and then my manager goes, maybe don't say that again, and I went, probably right. Here we are.
Yeah.
Who
No,
do you
thanks for having me in your beautiful country.
Yeah. Hey Emma, if you
Thank you for referring to
that's
me. Would love to
that's
say
all-
something.
Okay. If you had to put money on it, who do you think would win in a fight between Brett and Guy?
Brett. Oh, sorry.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Let's
no,
go
no.
right now. That guy's 3'4".
Yeah, but I've got the dog in me. Dude, I'm looking at... I refuse to lose from a man with Birkenstock. What is this? You got an ironic T-shirt on? Fuck that.
Look, I'm sorry for slashing your tyres last night.
Oh, that was very
Also,
fun.
I probably would lose, but one of my best mates from Forestfield is in the room. So if you beat me, you won't beat that cunt. Because he's the cop and he kicks heads in. So I'm fucking laughing.
Did you just say he's a cop and he kicks heads in?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Australia.
This is not
Actually,
okay.
I got a beautiful story because one of my best mates in the world, Ian, is in the back of the room, and we used to be the biggest shitheads in Forestfield, which is a low breed suburb. And then 2 years ago, he's like, I'm now a cop. And I was like, brother, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard. And then I tried to steal his badge off him and taser someone. But anyway, he got angry at me, and we've had a good time.
Yeah, so that's a warning. That the story was a cautionary tale
I don't
for
want to
you.
fight this man.
Ian,
Just for the record.
you
No.
don't want to fight Ian
I
or
don't want to
Brett.
fight
You'll beat
anyone
me.
today. I'm wearing Birkenstocks. I'll go home, put on some Doc Martens, and then we're ready to rumble.
I've got a question for you, Bron.
Oh, yeah.
If Guy and I had a fight, who do
Yeah.
you think would look worse on Twitter afterwards? Honestly,
Yeah.
probably.
It's an easy win, you know what I mean?
So have you ever been fired from anywhere, Emma?
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
fired.
But they did a sneaky and they fired me in a really sneaky way.
What do you mean they just shut the shop and never
No, so-
came back?
No, so I worked for this photography company. I shouldn't name them, but I was like an editor for them and I was full time. And after my contract finished full time, I was like, I was hoping I could go part time so I could focus on stand-up comedy.
Very good.
Yep.
She's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have put that in her
Unaware.
bio.
Emma actually did one of my first set of headshots, and you're a beautiful photographer
Oh,
as well.
thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, it's-
That was when I was using too much Photoshop, and I apologize for that.
That's why he
That's why
looks
I
so
look
good.
She had a big day.
But they were like, oh, well, why don't you go casual because the daily rate's higher and that way you can just make more money when you work less hours.
Oh,
and
this
I'm
is
21
good.
going, that sounds amazing.
Fantastic.
First week of me being casual, they're like, we have no shifts for you.
Oh my God.
And
Cowards.
then I had no shifts for a month and I was like, so am I fired? And they were like, no, we just don't have shifts. So I got on Centrelink and they wouldn't sign the form that said
That you'd been fired.
that I was fired because they're like, well, no, we just don't have shifts for you. And I was like,
What?
so I had to say that I quit, which meant I couldn't get it for 6 weeks. I know.
The scumbags.
Anyway.
That's so what cowards? Why were you? Why do you think they were scared of you?
I don't think they were scared of me. I think they just had no money and needed to fire someone and just saw I was quite vulnerable.
Oh, they just went for the weakest one.
No, I wasn't the weakest. I'm really strong and I have really big muscles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, when you threatened to bash Guy before, I,
I
was
didn't
like,
threaten
maybe.
to bash.
Oh,
I said
okay.
I would.
Okay. No threats here. No threats here. Okay, so have you? And so that's the only time they've been fired. That's pretty brutal. That's awful. Do you hurt your feelings?
No, I hated that job so much. I was so relieved.
Oh,
It was
okay.
so sick.
Well, that's
I went to
probably why
Luna
they-
Park like 3 times that week during the day because I could.
That is probably why they didn't want you back. If you hated it that much and
Yeah.
just kept choosing roller coasters. I'm actually going to be on a roller coaster, so I probably won't make it in today. They're
I'm
like,
busy.
you're fired.
Which Luna Park? Sorry, is it the Sydney one or
Nah,
the Melbourne?
here, it was
oh,
here.
this one's real bad over
No,
here.
but when
it's
you
not.
go
It
during
is. It's a wooden roller coaster, and the guy who's operating the fucking roller coaster is standing up. Goes, this could be dangerous. Like, it can't be that dangerous, cunt. If you're standing up with no
his
seatbelt.
name is Ben and I lost my virginity to him. And yeah, he went to a fancy school. Is that a crime?
the true roller coaster.
Yeah.
Fucking Ben.
The wooden roller coaster is what I called him.
Either way, your teeth's chattering.
Oh my God.
He did ask me to stop doing that. He said it hurt.
Oh my God. All right, we need to talk about gigs. Comedy gigs. Have you guys got dreadful gigs for us? Have you got the worst ever gig you've done?
Do you have big boys toys here in
Oh, we did, and I got annoyed it left because I was like, brother, I'm available.
What is it?
What is Big
What
Boys
is it?
Toys?
Well, you
Big
go.
Boys Toys is just like a kind of like a motorbike convention of some description. There's just cars and there's
Yeah,
people
exhibitions,
doing jumps.
cars, jumps. They got everything going.
So the problem
Fishing,
is when
loved
you're doing
it.
a comedy gig in a beer tent.
Oh, they wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
They could smell the private school.
Can I just again be clear that I went to a public school as there was no private school option in the... Anyway, fucking hell. Okay. But anyway, fuck. You've rattled me here. And the
Thank
motorbikes are doing flips while you're doing your set, and people can see out the tent that you're performing in the motorbikes doing flips. Why would they watch me be like, oh, Jetstar's a bit weird, while there's a man doing a backflip on a motorbike outside the tent? And I understand, so I was like, does anyone want to fight me? And quite a few people did. So then I literally took my shirt off and I kind of fought a guy.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, well, he was so chopped that he actually was quite violent, and then he tackled me to the ground, and I actually, to get him off me, I had to start like striking him on the back. Like, it really got out of control.
Well, what did you think
and
he
then
was
some
gonna
promo
do?
girls in bear costumes had to come and take us apart.
That's so sorry. They stopped being sexy to defend a 7-foot man. Dude, that's so embarrassing.
Can I say they didn't need to defend me? It was just because like my strikes to get him off me, I eventually was going to have to start like going for the head. You know, I didn't know how to get this guy off me. It was genuinely an awful experience, and I got my $500 though, so I'm living to vida loca.
I've seen you take your shirt off at 3 separate gigs.
Wow.
for no
That's
reason.
Those were just at your house though; they weren't gigs. We've talked about this many times.
There was a microphone and a camera.
But there always is. Yeah. So you actually had to get in a fist fight at an end of a gig.
Well,
That's
I guess this is the class system showing here, because normally when I say I'll fight you guys,
Yep.
the audience knows it's a joke. In Melbourne Central, I think people would recognise that being a joke. But at Big Boys Toys, they were like, "Fuck yeah, we get to fight this guy," and I had to fight a guy, and I guess I kind of lost.
Because at your school, when you say I'll fight you, it means my dad's lawyer will send him after you.
My dad owns a McDonald's. He will fight your dad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But yeah, there's so many horrific gigs, but that was just one that's like particularly...
Yeah, to end in a fight, that's pretty bad. I
Yeah.
mean, you would have had that heaps.
No,
but
I'm surprised. I've had 2, which I think is quite low for my personality. Yeah, one was someone threw a beer bottle at my head. I was like, funny, missed. And then one guy came on stage because, oh fuck, Ian will love this one. And so
let's hope someone does.
so this guy heckled me, and he kept going. He kept like just heckling me throughout this gig in Perth. And I was like, fuck. And I said, "Did turn the lights on?" And they turned the lights on. And I went, "Oh, I know you." And he's like, "I know you." And I went, "Yeah." I said, "I used to date your sister." And he went, "Yeah." And then, but it wasn't him. His friend came up and had a swing at me and missed. And
Why?
well, because I rooted his sister. No, he just had a swing at me on stage, and then John McAllister from the Perth gig had to grab him. So there's no funny ending to it. It's just a guy trying to knock my
So the
head
sexy
off.
promo girl had to come and rip the boy off him.
Pretty much, yeah. It was fucking awful. But I was like, but also when you're in Perth, you go, well, this is bound to happen at some stage with
Yeah.
my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like bashing you now.
Well, good luck. Is there any sexy promo ladies here? Defend me.
So, Emma, what's the worst gig you've ever done?
Do you know, I actually haven't had that. Like, I find it really hard to recall. I've got really bad memory recall, I think.
Okay, so you haven't had a bad gig.
I have had a bad gig, but I think I blocked them all out.
Oh, because I saw one. Can I recap that for you?
So sorry,
So anyway,
Emma.
I was on stage and I was like, I rooted it. No, I don't.
You don't have one?
Okay.
I
course
thought
I
you
don't.
did.
It did
I
sound
was
very
really
earnest.
excited to hear about
no,
it.
you always kill, dude.
I
You're
did
so
one.
fun.
I did a corporate for the Queensland Reds. And I got introduced onto stage as a lifelong Reds fan, and they didn't know I was standing side of stage going, "Is Reds Union or League?"
Guy would know. That's where his town made it.
Yes.
Reds is Union.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I googled it. I looked it up.
Did they love you?
No. Oh, do you know what the women's team did?
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah, and I got some Instagram messages after that.
Oh, very nice.
Were they nice or were they?
Oh, they were
flirty?
very nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dude,
they
were
were
you
really
getting
nice.
rude after a gig?
No.
Because I was gonna say that's one thing I've never had that like someone.
I get a lot of weirdly female athletes, or not weirdly. I get a lot of female athletes coming to my show and then messaging me after.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's very nice.
I know, it's lovely.
Nice.
Name them.
Do you?
I
Kathy
can't.
Do you get any nice
Freeman.
messages after a gig from people who want to?
Yeah, occasionally when you perform a gig, people message you say they've enjoyed the show. Yeah, but you mean you're asking for sexy messages?
That's exactly what he's asking.
Yes, because one time, because
I've had some
Sam
fuck
Taunton
ones.
to me is one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's very handsome. And then he goes, man, fuck, it's weird when you do a gig and like you get all these DMs from all these girls. And I went, what? What? And I said, that's never happened. And then he go, and I said, oh, maybe there's a different folder in the, because there's the unknown section, right? So Tim Hewitt, who's running this gig tonight, he showed me where the unknown section was, and we opened it up, and there was one from 7 years ago, and I was single at the time, so I messaged it back saying, hey, what's going on?
Did she reply?
No!
No.
I'm a fucking loser, dude.
Have you had fucked messages from men in the audience? Because I
No.
You've had a
No.
full guy stare at your pussy the whole hour.
Yeah,
Well, then
but he
don't
did
get it out
message
on
me.
stage,
Oh,
Bron.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's on you.
No, I get
What are you
messages
trying to win
from.
what are you trying to win the most outstanding comedy award?
Well done, mate. Well
he's
done.
had some
funny.
champagne.
That's good. No, I get messages from women who think they're my friends.
Yeah.
I get lots of those.
Yeah.
It's probably
What do you
I'm in
mean?
here.
What do you
but
mean
there's-
think they're your friends? They
No,
are
they're
your
like,
friends.
yeah, they're my friends.
You
No,
showed me
that-
a great one the other day. I was like, oh,
No, yeah, I've got. Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lady who will message me often, and she will. I think she thinks we're friends. I've never once replied. But she'll be like, I'm here in Melbourne. I'm waiting for you. and I thought it was funny. And then I showed my brother. I was like, how funny is this mad woman? And he was like, oh no, this is dangerous. You got.
I got one. I won't say her name, but I fucking love her. She's so fucking cool because her son's got like heaps of Fords, and I love it. But she'll have a few cones and a few beers, and she'll be like, we got a new dirt bike, and then she'll send me sounds. I've made you listen to something. She goes, mate, we got a new dirt bike, and then it sounds like meh, meh, meh. And I'm like, dude, I was like, that's a CR250. Yeah. I love it. I've made you listen to a couple of them. They're so good.
I
By the
never know
way,
what you're
she
talking
listens to
about.
this, and I love you.
Yeah,
and keep them
that's
coming. They're
nice.
so fun.
That is lovely.
They're so fun. She loves it.
Can I tell you about a message I got from
Yes,
a guy
please.
in Perth?
Oh,
Was it
fuck,
Brett's
is it me?
dad?
This is actually an intervention.
Isn't everything?
I did a show there for the first time a few years ago, and there was a guy sitting in the second row, and he was heckling the whole show. And I was making jokes with him, there was a bit of back and forth because I was trying to get him to shut up. And I think everyone in the audience started to get real sick of him too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who here's sick of this guy? And everyone put their hand up, and I said, don't turn around, mate. It's not good for you. And then that night at 2 a.m, he messaged me and he said, hey, it's the guy from the show. I thought we had amazing chemistry and I'd love to write with you sometime.
Perfect. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah. And that's the story of Leno and Woodley.
There was a guy who was messaging all these female comedians. You might have even got it, Emma. I know that it made it into Bronwyn Cass's show last year or the year before, where there was a guy who was sending all these female comedians pictures of his dick, but he would dress it up. So sometimes it was...
I didn't get this.
Didn't
what
you?
the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
What the hell?
You must have sent it to only the lucky ones. It's sometimes I had
I got
was
it.
wearing glasses. I was wearing glasses, strangely exactly the
What's
same
wrong
as
with you? Stop looking at me.
Yeah, glasses and Birkenstocks. His dad owned McDonald's. His fucking was all
He invented rugby. Yeah, it was, and there was a series of them. There were so many of them, and I opened it and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" But then another comedian was like, "Do you get the dressed up dick photos?" I was like, "Yes." And then it's made into Bronwyn Cass's show. I'm so sorry you didn't get them. They were
it must be
fucking
nice.
disgusting.
Because I've never had an unsolicited dick pic, but was it nice? Was it presented
No,
well?
it's never nice. What do you mean? It was wearing glasses, Brett.
I mean, it might not be nice looking, but it's well educated.
That's what they say about Guy. I'm kidding. You're a handsome man, Guy. You're very tall.
Your accents are so strong that I feel like I'm in an episode of Kath and Kim.
Oh, sorry.
I just love
sorry,
that.
our
It was
accents are
dialogue.
strong.
She's like, I was wearing glasses, Brett, and I was just right there in the house. That was so good. Kath and Kim get a dick pic.
You'd think it would be wearing a monocle.
Because it's only got one eye. That's a round of applause.
Yeah, very
That
good.
is good. That's good.
Oh my God. Okay, look, we'll wrap this up.
We're going to wrap this up. Guys, thank you very much. If you guys got more shows going on, what's going on? Guy, hit him.
I mean, I don't want to do any more shows, but no, not because of this, just because I'm fucked. Technically, when does this go out? I got 2 left. I'm going to
these
Sydney
guys
and
might.
I'm going
You know.
to Brisbane. I'm going to Auckland. Do anyone in New Zealand listen to this? Auckland,
Yes.
Wellington. Come see me somewhere.
Yeah, great. And Em?
I'm also doing Auckland and Wellington
Oh.
and Sydney and Brisbane and also Edinburgh. I don't know if you have any
Yes.
international.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah, we'll
God.
hang out in
Are you
Edinburgh.
going to
good
Edinburgh
press.
as well?
I'm going to Edinburgh as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Guy
all
and I
three of you
staying
are.
together,
That's
kind of.
together.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
nice.
Oh,
In
my
student
Lord.
accom though, so it's
Dude, I'm in the student accom as
Are
well.
you?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
They're like, oh, it's a single bed and you got your own sink. I was like, cool, I can't wait to piss into that sink. I'm not fucking walking to a bathroom. Anyway, whoever the next student is, sucked in cunt. Serves you right for going to university, shit on to Dave. And Brian, you got 2 more shows left?
Oh, 2 more shows left. Yep, that's it. And then we'll go to Sydney and Brisbane and everything. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm really excited.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us on our live podcast. Give it up
Thanks,
one more time for our
guys.
guests. Come
Yes.
on! Okay, Brett Blake, please blame Brumbles.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Emma Holland, go wins, everybody! Thank you! I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.